monolithic and microservice difference. Okay, if you know basics of what is service and all, testing is very easy. Okay. But we should know behind the service or API, whatever we are saying API. We need to understand what all things are there. What is basic URI? So this is a basic overview. After that, like how do we like JSON structure, XML structure, how it is, and we will see like which one is mostly used in present web services, and how to test web service, how to write scenarios for web service. Okay, and we'll see like based on that, like based on your queries, based on if we miss something, we'll add there. No problem. Okay, web service architecture. Okay, how the web service architecture is. Like first, what is meant by web service? Okay, so web services will be there over the internet that can be used anyone. What does that mean? Suppose we have a weather API service which anyone can use, and they can see anyone in the sense. Suppose developers are there. Suppose they have web application and mobile application and a tab application. There may be multiple places where over the internet, like multiple devices are there. Suppose I wanted to see, suppose in web application, what is the weather in some Bangalore city. So they will use one service which is available in the over the internet. So that can give the information to in that web application. In the same way, mobile application. Suppose if I am using mobile application, someone is using web application. If they want to see the Bangalore weather, and mobile application users, if they want to see Bangalore weather at the same time, the value should be same. It should not change. So because how the values are same, because it's a common service, common web service. It is available in over the internet. So that is used by the developer to show to the user. Okay. So you got it. And tab application. Suppose if I am using tab. Okay. So there, if I open same application, they're also same because service is common. And one more example, suppose if you have HDFC Bank, okay, if you open a web application, if you open mobile application, if you open tab, anywhere if you log in, the amount balance is same because there is a service which is used in all the devices. Developers will be used to fetch the data. The main thing is to fetch the data and to show the user they are using same common service. That's why you are able to see everywhere same. Suppose if you transfer amount from mobile application, so the transfer amount which you sent, suppose 500 I sent to someone. If I open a web application, if I open tab application, that transaction will be available, because common service in all the places used by the developers to design that applications. That's how it is, service. Okay. So suppose if you want to see architecture, it's a like a client server architecture. Okay. If you see somewhere how web service architecture will be, it will be like client server. If you see client, suppose if I am using one application, I am a client. So that will interact with the server whenever I try to use that application and fetch the data from the server and gives to me. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, but you should have internet. Okay, that is a common. So with the internet, okay, it is interacting with the server. Okay, the server in the sense there will be any website, okay, will be hosted in the some place which is one system kind of thing. Okay, so that will have address, server address. Suppose if we are logging into the Amazon application, okay, there will be server address will be there in the web URL. Okay, if I open amazon.com, amazon.in something, okay, that will directly go to the server address / login something. So the host address will be available in that address which I open. So addresses will be there. That is a server address everywhere. Normally there will be a we can log in into the server with some external tools, and I can see the logs also what is happening. That is main thing, because suppose something is getting failed, okay, I should be able to see what is happening inside the server. Means I should be able to see the logs what is happening. If something is starting failing, I need to debug into the root cause. So that's how developers can go. Okay, we don't just we can copy paste the logs by logging in, but as a QA or as a testers, we don't do much thing about those logs. Just we take and we send to the developer whenever they need for the root cause analysis. That's it. Okay. Any doubts till now? Just what is service and how it works, that's it. Okay, till now we discuss. Okay, if no queries, yeah. Okay, what all web services are available right now in the market? Okay, web services are like for every uh, uh, for every language, suppose Java, Python, .NET, whatever. Okay, they will have their own services, and they implement services uh, like however they wanted. Okay, but in the market mostly like very famous services are SOAP and REST. Okay, SOAP services used only XML uh, format, okay, to exchange the data in the over the internet. Okay, if you see XML format web services. Okay, so in and in the presently, like in the market, everyone are used by REST. Okay, and this will support JSON and XML, all of them. Okay, but everyone uses JSON because it's a faster faster to exchange the data between the client and server. Okay, and so everyone are using this because it's a faster and lightweight and it's very easy to manage actually. Okay, and if you want to know more, huh? Okay, so soap and rest. So we are going to learn about rest only because soap is not used anywhere in the present market and it is outdated almost. Okay, if some services are there which are developed by like so many years back, suppose someone is having so many services, suppose some banks are there. Okay, some banks are like developed some services which are so many years back. Okay, because banks are running from many years, so they might not have uh, migrated from soap to uh, rest. So some services are there but newly implemented services are not getting developed using soap. Okay, so we don't get requirements also to test soap because no one is getting implemented right now, so no worries about that. So rest is the one which everyone are used. Okay, clear about soap and rest. And rest supports XML and JSON format, but no one uses XML format as it is like not lightweight and not faster than JSON. Okay, just make it simple. Okay, don't go for too much depth because we don't need actually about that. Just know what are there to exchange the data between the server and client. That's it. Okay, we have two types, but we use REST. There is a monolithic and microservices. Okay, monolithic service and microservice. So what is the difference between these? Okay, monolithic is used to be there in a earlier uh, previously like earlier projects which are like it's a complete, you can say it's a very big service and the dependency is very high on the other things in the sense like suppose one bank application is there, there will be only very less services. That means like within 5 to 10 services the entire application will be depends on those 5 to 10 services. When there is a 5 to 10 services, if some one of them goes down because of some issue or something, okay, like in the application so much functionality is affected because of this service is down. Okay, so you can say it's a module which has so much functionality. If that goes down, it's not easy to like application doesn't work so much functionality of the application. But in the, right now microservices are preferred and developed by the developers. Why? Because it's a simple and small component which is, suppose I have uh, like banking application, take banking application. Okay, and in that banking application we will have so many kinds of loans kind of thing. Okay, there is a like suppose if I am taking loans, personal loan, education loan, and car loan, and so many loans are available. So when you have so many kinds of loans, okay, earlier these to be complete loans will be in the one service. Complete loans department, complete loans in that bank is implemented with this monolithic service, and the entire module is in single service. If that goes down, the complete loans department, nothing can be accessed. Okay, so right now everything is getting developed using like microservices kind of thing. That means mortgage loan separate, auto loan separate, car loan separate, personal loan separate. Separate service, just a small component it will be. Suppose if personal loans service is not working, in the sense you cannot get the information about the personal loan details, like how much balance is there, how much due is there, what is the due date, those kind of stuff you cannot access. The access in the sense bankers or bank people will not be able to access, and the users also cannot be accessed to to see their balances in the personal loan, what is the due amount for their personal loan. So that how it is. Okay, so that is the difference between these two. Okay, monolithic and microservice. So microservices are very small component and it's very easy to use. And so if something goes wrong also, it's very easy to work and make it run properly. It takes very less time to developer to debug and to make it enable. But monolithic service, there are so many components are involved, and it's not easy to make it enable and run in a small amount of time. Is it clear? And anyone having doubt in this? Okay, so what is like base URL? Base URL is the you can say like uh, address of the server. Okay, address of the server is mentioned in the any URL. Okay, so in API testing from our side, what we do, we will not have any user interface. Okay, no user interface. We will not have in front of us user interface to test anything. Okay, what all things we have then? Okay, just try to understand. Okay, what all things will be there? URL will be there, and method name, what method you need to perform, method name, and service name, you can say endpoint name. What is the endpoint name? As I said, there are loans. Okay, there are loans. I will have loans like suppose HTTPS, suppose let's take, okay, some address. Okay, this is suppose some address which uh, like all of them are hosted in that server. So this is address of the server. So now what we'll have, we will have this URL, and we will have endpoint name, that is service name, which is personal loans. Okay, so this URL also I will get like personal loan something, I will get like this. So these two I will have. Okay, this one address, this is called base URL, this is endpoint URL. So this information I will have, and I will have what is the method to perform. I will tell you what all methods are there and how it is, but we will get like this. Okay, this is a method which we need to perform. Okay, and we will have what is the uh, expected response which you should get it, and what is the response headers which you get also. Response also gives some headers. Okay, response headers also will be there, not only the response. Sometime we need to validate the what are the headers are coming. Okay, and status code. These are the things which we need to validate for any service. That's it. You don't need to open any we don't open any web application and we don't see anything. Okay, these things we verify with the help of manual or automation with different kinds of tools and IDEs. I will tell you. For manual we use Postman, and for automation we have many automation frameworks or libraries which are one is rest assured, one is Karate API which I can automate. Okay, and there are more also actually. Uh, okay, so I use these two, but other one also there actually. Okay, one more is there, I think so. Okay, so these two are available for automation, which are everyone uses these two right now. And manual testing we use Postman. Okay, so now till now any questions here? We will start with like how the requirements are given and how we write a scenarios. That part we will see. We will go there.
Hari,
Yeah.
when we say API and web service, like both are same, is it?
API and web service. Yeah, we call web service as a API actually. There may be small difference in terms of calling, but like behind implementation how they do may be different, but which we like uh, like those are web services which we are taking for testing. It's like API and web services are same, but like the difference, very small difference will be there in terms of behind that we don't know, but I don't know actually, just to look into that, like what is the difference between that.
Okay.
Normally we call API. Actually, okay, right.
Okay.
Web service also does same thing, and API also does same thing. Like it interaction between like client and server. Okay, over the internet.
Okay.
Web service also does same thing. Okay, so if there any common, like is there any difference, just we will see tomorrow. I will do some research on that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And, like which has more demand, rest assured or karate?
Actually, if you know rest assured, Karatas we will do very easily. So they don't in the market they don't see whether you know rest assured or karate.
Okay.
Okay, because one thing, if you say I know that you can do other one also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I take interview on rest assured, okay, but in my project there will be karate framework which I will be using. So you will be doing very easily if you know the rest assured. Just it matter difference of just 1 day or 2 days which you will understand if you know the rest assured already. You we no need to spend separately for karate and no need to learn anything. You got it right?
Yeah.
Like how we take interviews on Selenium. Okay, people will take Selenium interviews. Okay, but inside we are not going to work on Seleniums, right? How just we get some time to learn something which they are using in their projects, right? Like that here also, if you know one automation for services, that same knowledge will be used for other tools as well. There is nothing new will be there in that different libraries or frameworks or whatever is used for automation. Okay, anyone having doubts? So we will go for like how do we get requirements, and what all things we need to observe in those requirements, and how to analyze those requirements first. If we understand very clearly requirements, then we can go for the testing side. Okay, manual, automation, whatever it is. First we need to understand the requirements very well, and the business logics very well. Then we need to go for testing. Okay, before understanding directly, if you go for testing, you will miss the bugs in the service APIs, whatever. Okay, so now requirements. We get requirements. Suppose if you are going for interview, in what form you will get requirements, they will ask you. Okay, 1 minute. I will give you the sheet, no worries. So many things are there in this sheet, which I prepared earlier when I was preparing for interviews. Okay, I used to prepare in a single sheet everything. If I look into this sheet, I will be able to uh, refer entire thing in 5 minutes. If I am having interview, so if we are preparing something, we should prepare in proper way, where I can use this shoot for my entire life, right? I no need to watch so many videos. I don't need to go through so many uh, reference websites, right? So that's it. Okay, just my way I show. Okay, so what are things we need to understand when requirements are coming? Okay, so first one is, okay, service details. We need API service details, and as I said, method name which they will be giving us, and body in JSON format. Okay, we will be getting it. And the response structure also. Okay, structure also should be same. Okay, I will show you by giving some sample data kind of stuff here. Okay, response structure also we should get, and the schema values are kind of thing. Okay, in the response itself we can say schema also we validate. Actually, schema in the sense, what is schema, what is meant by schema is, in the response structure, suppose I like a client has given to me, like structure should be like this. Okay, structure should be like something id equal to something like this. Okay, id should come like this. Suppose if I hit some API. Okay, so structure is like they will say to us, one array should be there like this. So structure should be like this, they are saying. Okay, if you don't have this, if you are not getting this, okay, it's a issue in the response. Okay, so like this. So if it is not coming id, it's a problem. So structurally is like this, and they will say this value should be in string format. This also will get the information. Okay, what is the uh, output should come in the response. Okay, it should be a string format always. Suppose something is like amount is there, suppose that also should, that also if they mention it should come. Okay, it then they will mention, okay, this will be in a integer format or string, whatever. Okay, for all these it will be separated with colon. Okay, so amount something. Okay, something. Okay, so this is integer. So these also we need to validate. Okay, whether it is a string, whether it is integer coming, it's a array coming or not, these all the details. Okay, so these also everything uh, will be in the double quotes. Okay, and these are called, okay, these are called keys. This is a key, this is a value. Okay, this is a key, this is a value. So JSON format will be in the key value format. Okay, key values will be there. It's a request also, and a response also will be in the key and values. Okay, so next one, response structure and response headers we need to validate. And status code, uh, status codes, and need to focus on business conditions. What does mean by business conditions? These all things I mean to say, we need to get the information from the developer. Okay, if we are missing something, we need to contact them. Okay, that's why we need to understand what all things I should have before testing. Before starting testing, I need some information, clear information. Okay, if you don't have any clear information, we need to go and ask. This will be discussed in the, okay, in the um, backlog grooming meeting. Yesterday I said, right, in agile process we discuss about requirements in backlog grooming meeting. In that backlog grooming meeting, we need to ask what all information are there with you about the service or API, can you show me? Okay, there we need to do the checklist. Okay, by yourself. Okay, this is there, this is there, this is there. Okay, is there something is not given to us? If anything is missing, we need to bring there only. Okay, need to focus on business logics. What I mean by business logics, there will be some business logics will be there. Okay, suppose a bank is there. Okay, business logics is, okay, if one person is opened, okay, ICICI Bank in India. Okay, that will be in Indian rupees. Someone is opened in, suppose in bank is international. Okay, someone is opened in Singapore. Okay, it's in SGD format. Your amount should display. Okay, it amount should display in the response, should be in the, okay, should be in the SGD format. So like this. Okay, if I search or if I get the details of some account details which is Indians, okay, that should be in currencies should be changed to INR in the response. Okay, this is one logic or business condition, we can say. It's not logic, business condition. Condition is currency should be changed based on the search which you are doing, the bank account user. If he is resident of India, it will be INR. If resident of Singapore, SGD. Resident of US, it will be USD. So currency should change. Okay, and when it comes to address details, that also will get changed. Okay, his native place, okay, should display. If currency is Singapore, their address also will be different. Okay, in this country will be mentioned as Singapore. So these kind of some conditions will be there, and suppose ID should accept how many characters or letters which should come in the response. Okay, this is a response validation. Request I am not yet shown you. Just we are in the requirements phase only. If we are having any queries about understanding, then we need to go and ask. Okay, we are not yet started anything. Okay, just we are in the business like understanding of the one API. Okay. Okay, in interview questions asks like in what format do you get, okay, in what format do you get the uh, request and responses, as a requirements, how do you get the requirements? Okay, there will be a uh, there will be one term name for everything will be documented and formatted and given to you. Okay, that is called any, do you remember anyone? In the format
Swagger,
of,
is it?
yeah, Swagger, yeah. So in the form of Swagger we get uh, requests, response, okay, and endpoint names. Okay, everything will be given in the Swagger. So we received details in the Swagger. Okay, we can go Swagger in the sense it's a web URL. Okay, web URL, and I can go there and I can see the list of services which are available for the application. Okay, who will maintain this Swagger? Normally someone has to maintain it. Suppose some changes are there, maintained by developers. If some changes are there, they will include something is not updated. Okay, we need to ask them to update to according to the changes which we need to be like which is as discussed in the backlog grooming meetings. So Swagger is the one which we go through before testing. Here we will have these stuff. Okay, uh, response structure will be there, how it should be, but JSON will be there. JSON structure, how request should go, request instance body should go to the one API. Okay, what is the method which should be performed, these all the details will be there. But there will be one mapping sheet. Okay, mapping details also we need to get it. Okay, mapping details, I will tell you this mapping details when it comes to the some one API. Once we start the testing, we will take one API, okay, with complete details. Okay, I will give you the tomorrow one Excel format, because we don't have Swagger kind of thing to explore. So we will see in the on Excel sheet how these details are. Okay, so many companies are not having Swagger, still they are maintaining Excel sheet also. It's not only like everyone should have Swagger, right? Okay, in interview you can say, if you are not confident about Swagger, what is this, what is this, just say we receive in the form of mapping sheet in the Excel format. So it's very easy to understand in Excel sheet also. Okay, so it's up to you based on your confidence. on the things. Okay, because Swagger is not a tool. Swagger is nothing is there to learn in the Swagger. Just it's a documentation for APIs. Okay, so it's if you don't tell also Swagger about Swagger, we receive in Swagger format, no problem. Swagger documentation. You can say we receive requirements in Excel sheet as well. Okay. So any questions here? If anything I miss, I will add anyway, no problem. In the understanding of the requirements. Okay. Anything? If no, we will go for the requirements creation or whatever. Okay. Yeah, you do have any questions like in interview someone is asked and you are not able to answer such kind of things till now about this? And here one more thing also we need to understand is, yeah, is there any upstream downstream services depended on this service? I will tell you what is meant by this. Okay, I will try to make you understand. Okay, what is mean by upstream service? Upstream service in the sense, okay, my service which is let's take my service here is personal loans. This is my personal loan service. This is personal loan. Okay. In this banking application, one API is there, that is personal loan. This is one service. Does this service has upstream services? Yes. What is meant by upstream service? If upstream service doesn't work, this will not work. Which one is upstream service for this personal loan now? Suppose get accounts. From these get accounts, we may receive lakhs of records, lakhs of account details in the bank. From here, I need one account, that is account number something. Account number is something, blah blah blah. Okay. This account number get accounts is not working. Means, okay, you are not able to access list of accounts which are there in the bank account. When you are not able to get the bank accounts of all the users or customers, are you able to check personal loan details of any user? No, right? So this is a dependent service for the above service, that is get accounts. You got it? What is upstream service for this? So these are, we can say, dependent services, dependent service of other service, that is called this one. Okay. In the same way, downstream also. Okay. Downstream is, suppose this service is, okay, this service is like for other services needed this service. Okay, like personal loan. Okay, personal loan. For downstream, how I can say downstream. Okay, let's take one college is there, engineering college, suppose. Okay, in that college, okay, in that college there is a department. Okay, computer science department. Okay, in that computer science department there is a library, suppose. Okay, now computer services department is computer services computer service department in the college. Okay, it is one service will be there for computer service, electronics and communication, and electronics and electricals. Okay, there are some departments. So now we wanted to see in the library. Okay, library admin wanted to see. Okay, library person wanted to see some CSE related all the books. Okay, so but CSE department API is not working to get like this is a one API which is middle, like I say, how you say. So now in this CSE API library details, CSE library books or something. Okay, whatever. This is dependent on above one. Now this is downstream for this API. Okay, and the same way for this API, this is upstream. If this is not working, you cannot get the details of this. I will tell you more about downstream with some good example. I don't know, I'm not able to make you understand. It seems same coming here, right? Upstream and downstream. Okay, I will tell you about tomorrow downstream more details. Okay. Okay, tomorrow we will see how the requirements are. I will prepare one Excel sheet. What all things will be there for one service, and the same service we will try to test in the Postman. Okay, with writing scenarios to that service. The same thing we will try to automate the same services in the rest assured, so that end to end you will understand from the requirements, understanding the requirements and testing in Postman, then automating those same services in the rest assured. Okay, so that we will see from tomorrow. Just today maybe just I explained you the basics. Tomorrow we will start the next level. Okay. Our test scenarios are execute scenarios we call. Okay. Okay, if something is there we will add okay more into that interview questions, something whatever. Okay, that's it for today. Okay, if you have any questions stay in the call, we will discuss here.
Hari, one question. Just before some time we discussed about upstream and downstream, right? So often in interview, like we get a question saying like, you are dependent on one API and that API is not up and ready. So how do you test that, or how do you, write the test cases like that? We get.
No, we will not be able to write it if upstream is not working. Test cases we can write based on the requirement document. Testing cannot be done.
Okay.
Anytime. Okay. You don't depend on the service to write test cases. Okay, whether it is working or not, we write based on the requirement.
Okay.
Okay, body JSON they will give, right? There will be structure for body JSON. Okay, now you have structure. Now you have a business logics here in the requirements document. Do you think these are not enough to write test cases? Like what kind of test cases you need to write?
Yeah.
These are enough, right?
Yeah.
I will write test cases based on these. Like normally, by seeing the requirements, how do you write test cases for front end application, that is user interface web applications? By seeing the requirements only, right? Not the application.
Yeah.
Here also same thing we need to do.
Okay.
If you need to write test cases, once the developer completes the development, you will not be able to write in that sprint, right?
Correct.
Suppose sprint service is developed by the last day, and how do you execute? By writing these in all the scenarios. So we will write based on the by seeing the requirements itself. Okay, we don't wait for complete the development.
Okay.
Same way, however, we do for that front end. Okay. If no questions, yeah, you can drop. If we have any questions, stay in the call. We'll discuss. Anyone? Yeah. We will see tomorrow. Okay. From the maybe just today, just some information which you need to know actually. Okay. That information I given today before going into the testing part. Okay. Directly, if we start also, we don't understand. We will get so many questions. Okay then. Yeah. Stay in the call if you have any queries. We'll discuss.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can you tell me, Miss, how many months it will course? Means,
Okay.
can you send?
API testing takes manual testing 2 to 3 days and automation testing 5 to 6 days. So it's just like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks actually. 10 days it may take to complete the API testing. Okay, and after that I will start Selenium. That may take 20 25 days. That everything will be in interview perspective and working perspective. How we need to work. Okay. So completely, it takes 1 month if you want to learn Selenium also. If only A/B testing, it will be enough for 10 days. Normally, by yourself, if you see YouTube channel, that will take actually in hours. Okay, 4 to 5 hours. But there you will learn like a normal way, which is like requirement understanding. These kind of stuff will not be there. Just end to end. Okay, take one API and automate it. The such kind of information you will get anywhere. Okay, not only YouTube. Okay, you can purchase Udemy like 400 rupees, 400 rupees, like such a way. But real time, like how it happens and how the requirements are and how do we write scenarios. Okay, so like one API end to end work, end to end showing, you cannot see anywhere actually. That I observed actually. Even I purchased Udemy, purchased watch some YouTube channel. I don't see anywhere like this, taking one API and completing till the end automation. One API actually. Okay, there are so many resources if you want to learn actually, but
Yeah.
maybe
I just can you send me the course content what you are going to cover so it will be better for us like.
yeah, fine.
Yeah?
I will send you.
Yeah, in whole month what you will cover and the like.
Yeah, I will send you in WhatsApp.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then. Yeah, if no queries, yeah, we can wind up the call then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.